Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel and welcome to something a little different. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the Scrapbooking Fun Summit that is coming up in November from the 6th to the 10th. I am actually presenting a class on mixed media and MK is presenting a class on pocket pages with pizzazz. And there are some free items that you get as part of joining the Scrapbooking Fun Summit, and the whole summit is free. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that, but what my video is actually about today is prepping my cut file that is actually part of the freebie package for the summit. I'm going to be prepping it for the class. So I'm not actually showing you in the class how to prep your cut file or how to back it or anything like that, because the class is about mixed media. So I thought I would go ahead and jump on and record myself prepping the cut file and actually preparing the embellishments around my photos for this particular layout. So I don't know that I'm going to be able to talk for a whole 10 minutes about backing a cut file, but I'm going to talk to you about the summit as we go through here. And if you are not interested in backing a cut file and you just want to see the embellishment preparation and photo preparation, you can go ahead and skip all the way to 9 minutes and 33 seconds, because that is where I start doing the prep of the photos and the embellishments. So this is the free cut file that you're going to get if you go and join the Scrapbooking Fun Summit, which is a free event, again, going from November 6th through 10th. There are over 30 presenters with all kinds of fun classes prepared for you. So some are going to be scrapbooking related, some are going to be card related, and I think there's a couple other things mixed in there as well. And it's all free. You heard that right, it's free. So you should definitely go join and watch all of the videos that you can. They are 20 to 30 minute classes, and there are freebies from most of the people, and this is the free cut file. So if you join and you have a digital die cut machine like a Cricut or a Silhouette or a Scan and Cut, you're going to be able to cut this cut file out and use it in whatever size you want. And so I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about backing this cut file, and then I'll come back and circle around to a little bit more about the Scrapbooking Fun Summit, because I do want to tell you about a VIP package that you can sign up for. So when I back a cut file, I use 3 different methods, and they don't always work the same. So this is the first method, where I just put some glue on the cut file, I stick it on the paper, and then I trim around it. And this does happen to be 49 and Market packaging, so it's much thicker than paper, but I'm going to go ahead and use it because it has the right colors that I want in it. So that was my goal here. And it's a little bit easier probably to cut around pattern paper than packaging, just because this is a little bit on the thicker side. But that's the first method. So glue around your cut file, stick it down, and then cut around it. The second method, which I'm not using here because it's packaging and my pencil marks don't show up great on the packaging because it's got that glossy surface, but what the second method would be to put your cut file down on top of the paper where you want it, and then you trace around either the inside of the cut file or the outside of the cut file. And then you're going to cut, if you trace the inside of the cut file, you're going to cut just to the outside of where you have made your lines. And if you trace on the outside of the cut file, then you cut just on the inside of your pencil marks. Now, I recommend, if you're going to do this, you cut on the outside, because then you don't have to worry about your pencil marks showing and you don't have to go and erase them. You can also flip your paper over and your cut file and trace around the inside or outside and do the same cutting method, but then you don't have to worry about your pencil lines. The problem with that is sometimes you want a specific portion of the paper with a pattern in it, and so you can't necessarily see what you are trimming. So like this cherry that I'm going to do on the top, I definitely want the red portion of the paper, so I'm going to be pretty specific. In fact, the scoops there, I was pretty specific. I wanted those 2 little pink dots in that third top scoop. And so it's just a little bit of playing around with what works best for you. The other thing is, if you are tracing sometimes when the neighboring elements are backed, it's harder to trace around the outside because you there's pattern paper in the way. So for instance, the bottom of the cherry there, I couldn't trace around the outside because the cut file's there. My brown paper is there for the chocolate on top of my sundae, so I would have to trace around the outside. And that bottom piece there, again, I'm using the tracing method, whereas before I was using the gluing method. Yeah, you've got a couple of different options. So hopefully that explained it pretty well for you, and you don't really have to worry about like the top of this bowl. It doesn't have to be perfectly traced because it's going behind the other pattern papers. You have to remember that your top layer that you want showing is the layer that you need to put down first, or you're going to have to really cut around everything. So you can save yourself a little time. Like, I'm not worrying too much about that bowl because it's behind the scoops. There is one little section in the middle that I was trimming out there where the scoops meet together. Probably could have left it and it wouldn't have been a big deal, but I'm pretty particular, so I went ahead and cut it. And yes, sometimes I use my big scissors, sometimes I use my small scissors, sometimes I use my little cuticle scissors, which is what this pair that I'm using right here is. They are cuticle scissors and they're super tiny and they allow me to get into little tiny areas. They're very pokey as well. And then a little bit of a hint here to get the center out of the P there, I am going to pull out my hole punch and punch a hole in it so that I can get my scissors in there to cut around the inside of that letter P. So you're going to see me doing that here in just a few moments. And then you can use any kind of punch as long as it fits right in the middle. The hole punch was handy because it's right next to me and it sits inside my tool caddy. It's really easy just to grab and stick it in there. But if you've got another punch that fits inside the area that you're looking for, you can do that as well. It doesn't have to be a hole punch. So back to the Scrapbooking Fun Summit. Once you sign up for the free portion, which is, I think there's 30 to 32 presenters with 20 to 30 minute videos for each. And then you can sign up for the VIP package. So you sign up for the free one, and then you get the option to sign up for the VIP package, which again, I believe runs about $40, $39 US. And then you're going to get a whole bunch of additional perks. Some people are giving away free classes. Some people are giving away printables, or, I'm not really sure because I didn't go and see what everybody was giving away. I know I'm giving away the Blank to Bold class that MK and I did a couple years ago, but it is still very relevant and it's all mixed media and a lot of fun. MK has a printable package that she is doing, and it is really awesome and really cool, so custom designed, so you can go and check that out. But there's a lot of additional perks to it, as well as the fact that you'll be able to have the video access a lot longer than you would if you were just doing the free summit. You can come back and watch them at a later date. They're not available forever, but they are available for a longer period of time, and I'm not sure what that time is. I believe they said at least a year. So yeah, that's some options. I do know that the freebies do expire after a period of time, so they're only good if you're going to go get them right away, because you don't want to go in maybe like, the day after the summit or whatever, and then the freebies are no longer there. But and I'm not sure if that's actually the case, if it's the day after or if it's a couple days after. I don't have that information right in front of me, so I apologize for that. But there's a lot of different classes. I know MK is presenting on Pocket Pages with Pizzazz. I am doing 3 approaches to mixed media. Some people are doing fall or Christmas theme layouts. There are several card related segments which might involve alcohol marker coloring or alcohol ink embellishments. Somebody is doing something on the silhouette, which is awesome. I know there's a couple of mini albums that are going on as well. So all kinds of fun things. And if you are a scrapbooker or a card maker, you can a lot of times transfer those ideas over from one to the other. I'm just showing you here that I have this little pot of embellishments from a store called Craft Fancy. I got these when I was in Illinois visiting family, and they are like sprinkles, and they do have some Mickey heads in them, but I am picking out just the blue and pink sprinkles to put on top of my little scoop of ice cream. This place does have an online store that I didn't see this particular pot available, but they do have other ones available that are for shaker elements. That's what these are designed for. And I've just put a little bit of glue on the back of my hand. It's my favorite place to work from when I've got these little tiny elements, because I don't end up setting my paper in it because it's on my hand and it wipes off really easily. So that's why I put it on my hand, is because a lot of times when I'm scrapbooking, I have a lot of stuff on my desk, and inevitably I end up putting my hand or my scissors or another piece of paper in my little pile of glue there. Also, I don't want to use too much glue because then it's, smooshes out underneath the embellishment. So putting it on my hand allows me to kind of like really control how much glue I am using. So I am now still using packaging, and then I'm using scraps from my scrap bin, and I'm going to go ahead and embellish these photos. I have 2 photos. These are the sundaes that you could get on board the Princess cruise ship that we took to Alaska. And these are an upgraded item, like it's got an additional charge, but because we had a package that we purchased that allowed us to get photos and drinks and Wi-Fi and all of that kind of stuff, these were included in our package. And they're huge sundaes, and they were pretty good. There's not a lot of customization to them, which is totally fine. And for being Alaska, I mean, it wasn't like it was super hot outside or anything, but I still ended up having, I think, 2 of them. So one really early in the trip and one very late in the trip. But I wanted to document that, so that is what is going to be documented in my session on the Scrapbooking Fun Summit. I'm going to be doing 3 different styles of mixed media, but or 3 different approaches to mixed media: a clean, a medium, and a messy, or messier. And then I am going to be using this cut file and this photograph, or these 2 photographs, all bundled up. But I'm going to create a cluster of the 3 of these items with the embellishments, so that I can move them around on my page and use them for my mixed media layout. And I don't have to do the embellishing on the class video, because that is not really the intention of the class. It is more about the mixed media portion of it. So I'm using scraps, and I am just layering these up behind my photos. Some of these are scraps that I used in my cut file here. So this red piece is definitely from the bowl, the brown is from the word scoop, and the chocolate up on top. So I'm kind of bringing those same elements that I've used in the upper right down to the lower left, so that I bring the colors across. I've got a little film strip here which mirrors the color of the scoop on the right hand side, and I'm just trying to bring the color down into this bottom area so it doesn't look like my photos are just kind of left all by themselves down below, and all of the attention is up on the title. I want the attention to kind of be drawn across the page. So that is my goal here. Just using embellishments from my stash. A lot of these are from the 49 and Market Spectrum Sherbert collection, which is what the packaging was also from. Not all of it. The striped paper is definitely not from there. The brown paper is not from there. And this little tab that I'm using is not from there either. But pulling in things that just kind of, like I said, draw your eye across the layout. So I'm going to keep working on that. I'm not going to do anything on my background paper because that's all being done in the Scrapbooking Fun Summit class. So if you want to see the mixed media portion, you need to go and join the free Scrapbooking Fun Summit. And there is a link in my description box down below so that you can go and check that out. And don't forget, if you want to purchase the VIP class, you can do that after you sign up for the free portion. It will give you the option to add that on. And that is pretty much it, you guys. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I know it's a little bit different than my normal videos. Here is the information again on the Scrapbooking Fun Summit. The link is down below so you can go and register for that. And I will be back again on Friday with my regular mixed media mayhem combined with color craze for the month of October. So come back and see me then. I hope you have a wonderful day today. Thanks again. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.